Jijiga is a city in eastern Ethiopia and the capital of the Somali region of the country, located in the Jijiga Zone approximately 80 kilometers east of Harar and 60 kilometers west of the border with Somalia. This city has an elevation of 1,609 meters above sea level. The city is located on the main road between Harar and the Somali city of Hargeisa. It has enjoyed postal service since 1923, and had telephone service by 1956. An asphalt and concrete road 170 kilometers in length connecting Jijiga with Jijiga was completed the 14th of November, 2008 at a cost of over 230 million birr. Jijiga is served by Jijiga Airport. Jijiga was a city of Harar province, but with the adoption of the 1995 Somalia constitution, it became the capital of the Somali regional state. History. Jijiga was mentioned by W.C. Barker in 1842 as one of the Mafala halting places of the caravan route between Zila and Harar. A British hunter, Colonel Swain, passed through Jijiga in February 1893, which he described as a stockaded fort with a garrison of 25 men next to a group of wells. According to I.M. Lewis, Saeed Muhammad Abdullah Hassan's men invaded Jijiga in March 1900. Although the attackers suffered heavy losses, which allowed the Ethiopian authorities to declare a victory, Saeed Muhammad's men recovered livestock that the Ethiopians had taken from the Somalis and proved that his was a force to be reckoned with. However, Richard Pankhurst states that Jijiga was founded in 1916 by Fitoreri Tekel Horariat Tekel Mariam, who had the town methodically organized in a square grid of streets. During the Second Italo-Ethiopian War, Jijiga served for some time as Dejazmesh Nasibu Emmanuel's headquarters and a supply center for the Ethiopian army. An Italian force under Colonel Navarre occupied the city on the evening of 5 May 1936. 2 days later, while inspecting a ruined Ethiopian Orthodox church in the city, Marshal Rodolfo Graziani fell into a concealed hole, which he was afterwards convinced was a man-trap. Anthony Mokula suggests this mishap contributed to his murderously paranoid mindset, which led to the atrocities that followed the attempt on Graziani's life the 19th of February 1937. On the 17th of March 1941, during the East African campaign of World War II, Jijiga was occupied by the 23rd Nigerian Brigade of the British 1st African Division. This was after the Italian garrison had already abandoned the city, once they had possession of Jijiga. However, the British were slow in returning the city to the Ethiopians. At first, it was included as part of the reserved area as defined in the Anglo-Ethiopian Agreement of 31 January 1942, which also included much of the Horde. Only after patient pressure from Emperor Haile Selassie, in 1948, the two countries began to discuss an agreement for the evacuation of the British from this territory. Although Ethiopian officers began to take over the administration from British officers in May to July, the protocol agreeing to the transfer was not signed until the 24th of July of that year. A brief demonstration of overt Somali nationalism occurred in Jijiga when the Somali Youth League raised the flag before the headquarters in defiance of the law and the new Ethiopian administrators. Major Demeka, the governor-designate of the Ogaden province, requested the British military administration, which was still in charge, to remove the flag. When the leaders refused to pull down the flag, the police brought it down with a machine gun mounted on an armored car. In the disturbances that followed, one policeman was killed and another wounded while the police opened fire on the crowd and killed 25 of them. The SYL was proscribed shortly afterwards in Ethiopia. Jermaine Niwe, one of the leaders of the unsuccessful 1960 coup, served as governor over Jijiga in 1959. He had been transferred there for his civic responsibility and concern for the underprivileged while administering a district in Sidamo province. The obstruction he encountered, not only in Sidamo but in Jijiga, convinced him of the need for radical measures. In the early stage of the Ethiopian revolution, individual units from the 3rd Division put the local governor under house arrest around the 13th of April, 1974. During the Ogaden War, Jijiga experienced the Battle of Jijiga and was occupied by the Western Somali Liberation Front's Abdirahman Ibrahim al-Ghazi division led by Col. Yusuf Dir, later with the Somali National Army, from September 1977 until February-March 1978. The regional government held a conference in the city to promote peace and development between 10 to 13 March 1996, which was attended by 535 from the local ward as well as the Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister of Ethiopia, Tamirat Lane, the Foreign Minister, Sayum Mesfin, the presidents of the Tigray and Harari regional states and representatives from Amhara and the southern nationalities, and peoples regions. On the 28th of May 2007, during the celebration of Gunboth 20, Jijiga and Ajefhabo were the scenes of attacks on civilians and government officials. At least 16 people were killed and 67 injured, including Abdullah Hassan Mohammed, president of the Somali region, who was speaking at the ceremony. The Ethiopian government blamed the attack on the Ogaden National Liberation Front. On the 29th of May 2008, following a heavy downpour, the Jijiga River broke its banks and flooded several kabyles in the town and the vicinity. The flooding killed 29 people and displaced 350 households. On the 27th of September of that year, a bomb exploded outside a hotel in Jijiga, killing 4 and wounding 20. Local police apprehended a suspect whom they claimed was a member of Al-Ittihad al-Islamiyya. Demographics. Based on figures from the Central Statistical Agency in 2005, Jijiga has an estimated total population of 98,076, of whom 50,355 are men and 47,721 are women. The 1997 census reported this town had a total population of 65,795, of whom 33,266 were men and 32,529 women. The dominant ethnic group living in the town was Somali. The next 3 largest groups were the Amhara, the Oromo, and the Garage. All other ethnic groups made up 0.08% of the population. This city is the largest settlement in Jijiga Ward. Climate. The climate of Jijiga is a subtropical highland climate, with the influence of mountain climate. The seasonal difference is minor. This is attributed to the fact that Jijiga is located on a plain surrounded by mountains and to its distance to the sea in its effects. Ecology. Although there is sparse vegetation in the vicinity, there is some history of animal life in the past. For example, the area was earlier a habitat for the African wild dog, Lycaon pictus, although this canid is likely extirpated at present in the local area, due to an expanding human population. In his memoirs of his homeland, Nega Meslikia describes Jijiga as sitting on a vast, unmitigated plain, with no greenery in sight except for the occasional cactus bush used as shelter by the wandering hyena, and the inevitable sacred tree in every compound. The city is surrounded by rocky mountains on all sides save the north, which is open as far as the eye can see.